wherever it is or she will travel outside of the country, it is not for me to say. What we have been thinking is that an issue of awful. This is awful. You told us what's on our mind. You told us what's on our mind.
Yeah, I'm coming also. As I for this time, we agree. We get start. I'm on vacation. She said, at least to conduct plastic surgery with us. But it's too bad out in this year.
And those quarantine. Now I say, except you're going to everything here, man. When to the family, you're coming out, right? If you come out, if you are saying we can talk right now, I don't mind. Then we can take note. Okay, look.
Somewhere again, I said here, you tell me you have opportunity for your small opportunity. So who am I to come and vote for you? I'm crazy. You never stayed on there. You went on air. You told the people you leaving all alone. That's not being mockery. All the bring people they put all of us. I'm not crazy.
I'm not coming new to government, although in different positions, ran a public corporation that was credible. And I can tell you that I come to work not with friendship. I have friends, but there is a clear line of demarcation between friendship, family, and managing. With the experience that we come with a country that celebrates 176 years, and with the life of our people living below the poverty line, I don't think we come into government again to start thinking about our family, to start talking about. I think we come there to make sure that we give the Liberian people hope, and I'm committed to that.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. Anybody who must get at anybody at all costs for political seat, then you won't show what you're doing. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. Anybody who must get at anybody at all costs for political seat, then you won't show what you're doing. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. Anybody who must get at anybody at all costs for political seat, then you won't show what you're doing. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. Anybody who must get at anybody at all costs for political seat, then you won't show what you're doing.
My business is a juice business. It's called Reggie's Juice Bar. We've been in operation since the latter part of 2017. We produce 100% juices, and we do our best to supply restaurants, shops, supermarkets, anyone and everyone that needs juice. We
voted for Joseph Yoma Mwaka because we said that he could make a difference. He could make a difference. We betrayed the former president, President George Manewuya, and voted for Joseph Yoma Mwaka. So, can you tell me the reason why we voted for Yoma Mwaka is today, is what we're saying?
You think Joseph Boga will use my hand to be corrupt? A corruption he will not use my hand to be corrupt. And watch the process and see. The process has started. And the police refuse to say for the people. Then after there's no police. Police say for me, I will not come. And they make attempt to come for me. They can't handle my case. I'll be fighting to take one call from one of them. What's supposed to start will start.
This country is the rule of law.
Oh, I can't think to the police. You see the rule of law, right? Follow the law, right? Let them not respect me and go through my case. That big man you see, Reggie Kune doing so, they may want to World Trade Center. We will know Joseph Boga who went to World Trade Center. So what's the process?
100 days, we have said it over and again. We know the cost of living in this country and even health problems that are associated with the messy road conditions. We want to improve that immediately so that we can prepare for their construction. We want to thank them, President Weah, for conceding, and want to assure them that we are all Liberians. What we want is a peaceful Liberia our move will be to reconcile the society, to make sure that we all get on board to build our country.
Let the court come. We'll testify against some people. We know that there's a person around here. We'll get the court intelligent. When you say World Economic Court, you know how the European were boss? I know it. I know who are those that were involved in it. Some from the AFL, some from the IPFL.
Doma is my cousin. I was born in Nimakante.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Revin, take time. Revin, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You see how you done lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you would divorce your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Doma is my cousin. I was born in Nimakante.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Revin, take time. Revin, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You see how you done lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you would divorce your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Doma is my cousin. I was born in Nimakante.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Revin, take time. Revin, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You see how you done lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you would divorce your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Don't trouble nothing too much, you know.
1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3,
I love you.
4, 5, 6,
I'm missing you.
7, 8, 9,
I want you back.
Here within my arms again.
Long time no see. Out your love, I'm lonely. I miss you, and it's too hard to bear. What have you done to me? I'm waking up in the middle of the night without you, and it's so unfair. I toss and turn, reach for you, only my pillows. Soon awake, the morning sun rises, but I'm alone. Hurts me so.
1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back.
And certainly we are.
1, 2, 3,
I love you.
4, 5, 6,
I'm missing you.
7, 8, 9, I want you back.
With the issues, we are back.
It shows on my face, the evidence is right here. My smile has been erased.
Not daydreaming, bringing the reality because the issues are real.
I have no appetite.
And you ought to have appetite for not necessarily food, but necessarily information, because 1/3 of our existence on earth centers on information. In the absence of information, you are dead.
How great we used to be, girl, and I firmly believe of turning all these.
Good afternoon, and thank you so very kindly that you join us again for the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 Monrovia, Voice of Liberia, 89.7 Kakata, Magibi County, Voice of Liberia, 90.7 Bon County, and the online radio in which you can follow the show from wherever you are around the world, www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. My name is Sam Andrews. Erin Dra is in. So together, we are at your disposal until 5:50.
Long time no see.
Okay, time is of the essence. you've devoted time, energy, resources to come on. So we must serve you because it's an obligation. It's not a choice, not a privilege, not an opportunity, but an obligation to serve you. Before we get to do that, let's acknowledge those of you who have come on as quickly as we can. Juju one way, you've come on and you said, okay, yes, we will share. I will continue to do that. Okay, you want us to share the link. Thank you so much. Okay, Juju one way, we'll do that. Yes, you are right. We do for others, we must do it for you too. And James Colley Galapai, you've come on from, you said Liberia Feed Yourself Agriculture Initiative, LIFA for short, head office in Saleye, Lofa County. Cyrus Quelleman Pekin, you've come on from Banga City, Bon County. You said thanks for the show. Thank you ever so much for coming on too. Stanley Sharif, you're following from Broadway City outside Monrovia, your home. You refer to it as your comfort zone. Yes, it is. Hope that you are faring well. Stephen A. Bads, you've come on from Dakar, Senegal, where you are following the show from. Thank you ever so much. You can follow the show from wherever you are around the world. That is the essence of technology. The world has changed and is changing by the day. Soare Mustafa, you've come on from the University of Liberia main campus. Hope that you are faring well there and pursue your study to the letter. Asada O'Dawson, you've come on from Maryland, the United States of America. Thank you ever so much, Asada O'Dawson, for coming on. We are inspired by your presence. Hope that you are faring well. Solo Wat Corsia, you've come on from New Georgia Estate, your comfort zone. Richard and Flomo, you're following from Ganta. No, it's Buchanan City. Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County is where you come on from. Linda Street, you've come on from Minnesota, the United States of America. Robin Cannon, you are following. You didn't say, but it's good that you on. That is the most important thing. Cheche Pole woman, you've come on and you are following from where you said around the Invincible Park. Okay. Hope that you're doing well from where you are. Eta Gay, you are watching. You didn't say. Yes, you are watching and listening at the same time. Thank you. Ansu Coleman, you've come on from the headquarters of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Hilton Wulajedo. You are following from Logantown, Butcher Island. Solomon Kuebi, you've come on from Old Road, Divine Town. Morris Nema Junior, you've come on from New Georgia Junction, Japan Freeway, JNB. This is a fanatic of the president. He said, my government is the best ever in the history of Liberia, and I promise to create job opportunity for Liberian people. George, we are actually spoiled this country. Okay, so we read your comment. When we start ours, don't say the people against. Thank you ever so much. Send yours, whichever way it will be read. You're entitled to your opinion, and we are on the obligation to say it, but at the same time to scrutinize it. Ignatius, the middle name is so long. Loyola, you've come on from St. Paul Bridge. St. Paul Bridge, yes, Seminary. Banga Seminary, the way you are. Banga City, the seminary. Charles D. Gray, you've come on from Caldwell Coffee Farm. Iverson P. Clark, you're following from NKT. This is New Crew Town. They have a name for it. The former, I don't know whether he's the former or still, say Claude Paul. Yeah, New Crew Town, the boy New Crew Town. And Stanley Sharif, you said JMB wouldn't succeed at all. And Samson Kerry, You've come on from Barnardsville Township. All right. So we acknowledge you, Stephen Coker. I haven't seen my Gion brother yet. Hope that you are faring well. Didn't see you on yesterday, Stephen Coker. My dear sister, Dwight, I've not seen you yet. I show that you people will come on. And Yumutro Kringa is very regular, but I can understand why she isn't on the show these few days, because she got married. So we can also congratulations to her. She sent me some pictures and saw the videos. That's good. That's the reason she stay in her honeymoon. When the time comes, she will come on. That's the reason we've not been seeing Yumutro Kringa. Congratulations again. So we can say Mrs. Menza. She got married to Mr. Menza. Okay, thank you all. So the atmosphere is unique. It is a sunny day in Liberia today. Yesterday it was a rainy day. Today is sunny. Tomorrow, we don't know how it's going to be. So we got the issues. Joa, have you anything before we get started?
Well, just to say thanks to all of those who have come on following us. We want to say thank you. Bit and pieces again. We are back. You know, it have been a couple of days now. I've been out of the show following the coverage of the National Contest Post Meet, and you're aware that it was a very remarkable and memorable event at the SKD, and we are back again, and we are back for truth, and we are back for good. So we say congratulations to River G. Officially from my end, I say congratulations to River G. And River says the Southeastern this time around took everything about the county meet. They took the kickball and they took the football trophy in the Southeast. So that means the Southeasterners are the most successful people this season. And we hope that coming December will be another start of the 2024-2025 National Contest Post Meet. So we hope that they go another side again, or if not, maybe Raji will still defend and they will carry again. We say congratulations to them and congratulations to all those who participated and those who follow us during the time of commentary, people who aided the process. We want to say thanks to all of them. You know, it was kind of tough, and we had people coming in, people helping us on the commentary, you know, have to purchase water, transport from here, there, and stuff, the equipment going, coming. You know, there are people who help us. We want to say thanks to all of them, and thanks to all of our regular listeners as well. So we are back again on Bit and Pieces officially until another event will try to interrupt and whatever stuff. So thank you, Sam.
Okay, so where we land, no one else but the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission is where we pick up the first bit. Well, I've always said, and if you are an observant of Liberia, been following the politics of Liberia, the trends, looking at all of the indicators, you agree with me when I say that Liberia is a typical society, that Liberia is a mystery society. If I should add the term, that Liberia is ironic society, filled with too many ironies or contradictions. So you will continue to criticize and condemn and feel uncomfortable and say some things, but the reality doesn't help at all, because the reality is the reality. So here is it. Do you know that from January 22nd to May 6th, the president has appointed 500 persons, 500 officials. inclusive of those who are not and did not go for confirmation hearing. Those who, as per the law, ought to go for confirmation hearing, all of those people, according to the information that came out of the grapevine of LACC, only 7 persons, only 7 Liberian government officials have declared their assets. Ministers, 6. The president made it 7. Only 7. That's what came out. 7. Y'all go to LACC. Y'all ask the people. Only 7 persons. Of those 500 persons, take those that could not go or cannot go for confirmation hearing because their portfolio does not require confirmation hearing. Like LPRC, the security sector, the other small areas. You don't go for confirmation hearing. You just, when they appoint you, Edwin Dry, you decide whether today or tomorrow or next week you will take over. But the positions that demand you go for confirmation hearing, the information that came out of the grapevine of LACC, only 7 of all those officials, only 7. The president made them 7. Only 7 officials that went to or have already declared. The legislators are not there. The legislature is a separate branch of government. The legislators are not there. Some of the legislators declare their assets. Some. In the Senate, they are 30. The House of Representatives, they are 73. But the focus is not on them. The focus is on the executive as provided by the LACC, that the president appointed 500 persons, 500. If you do the calculation, check all the people, check the names, put all the appointments together, all, go on Executive Mansion website, take all the appointments from the first day to the day he rested, because he hasn't finished yet. He's gone 5 months into, almost 5 months into appointing.
They just appointed this morning again. They appointed some people.
Okay, he released a batch.
Yeah.
Okay.
A batch of board members.
Good.
Yeah.
Board members don't go for confirmation hearing. So put all those.
Talking about the appointments.
Yeah, the appointments. Put all those names together. They will give you 500 or more, because you said appointment came out today. So we're talking about 700 or so. But only 7. Didn't we say from the onset that whole how they call it, assets declaration was a joke, it's funfair, it was completely cosmetic, because the very president himself killed it. The very president, when we talk, then people get very, they say, oh, you're anti, but look at it, it is the reality. The reason why you criticize and condemn the regime in the past, because in your opinion, they were not doing what was right, what they needed to have done, and you were right to criticize. Then your criticism wasn't wrong. Your criticism had every substance. Fast forward, we see the same thing that happened in the past that you condemn is happening. At least in the past, we have more than 7 declaring their assets. This one, only 7. According to what came out of the grapevine of LACC, only 7 people from the executive declare their assets.
You know what happened is that the credibility of the LACC, people will have to question it, and people will take into consideration as well. They are doing well in how much they will release, and giving us the update on how many persons have declared their assets. It's good, right? Because this is a song that has been sung widely, that government officials, especially within the executive branch of government, that has to do with people who have been appointed by the president, should declare their assets before taking on positions. But then a bulk of them have earlier on lied that they declare, and some have not declared, and we still asking them to declare because this is how equity comes in. And when you declare your assets, and make her to understand that you have declared your assets. But let me hold you there a bit. The superintendent, just to hold you small, the superintendent of Maagibi County, one of the appointed officials for the president, was being inducted into office today, and we are informed that the entire legislative caucus of Maagibi County they didn't attend the ceremony on today. And Ramsey Singbe is our site manager, and he cares to tell us detail about the issue in Maagibi County. Good afternoon, Ramsey.
Their end to Voice of Liberia. I'm glad to be on the show.
Thank you, Ramsey, for joining us. It's good to bring us up to speed with regards to the induction ceremony today of the newly appointed superintendent of Maagibi County.
Oh yes, the first thing I want to start with is that currently there is a mixed views in Maagibi regarding the just ended induction of the first female superintendent of the county under Wagai's administration. And as you may also be aware, he is taking that position after 38 years of Maagibi superintendency to be the first female superintendent. But the reason I bring the mixed reactions from citizens has got to do with some irregularities or some of the things that did not go on well during the program today. That much of the people think that these things were premeditated, and some people think that no, it was a mistake, and there are a lot of reactions. And these are the issues that happened. The program was planned, and those who were invited were invited. We went and observed that during the official program, the former superintendent, Jerry Van, in the first place, was not even allowed to be able to give his turnover note or to tell the people of Maagibi and Liberia how long he served the county and how well he served, what did he receive during his leadership, how he operated that, and what is he living in the cover of the county. And so he was called on the podium by the MC, who is Joe Benson Josiah, the county information officer, to come and give a turnover note. When he went there, all of a sudden, in less than 30 seconds, he was told to go by and take his seat. Why? Because the reason was, he said, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs, Ministry of Internal Affairs has spoken, so he cannot be able to speak again. And that, most of the people think that it does not give a sufficient reason for which a superintendent that served for about 6 years, who should be accountable to the people of Liberia and Maagibi, will not come to tell the people of Maagibi how did he serve the leadership and what is it that he's leaving behind. That the precedents have been set with the former Superintendent John Boy and other people, and it's a clear thing that all of us understand. And another thing is that not a single member of the Maagibi County Legislative Caucus attended that program. And so, in the hall, we could not see, those we saw there were former lawmakers. They said they were invited. But for the investigation we're doing so far after this program is that the chairman of the caucus is not in country. He said text was sent to him all the country. And then the
co-chair.
The
co-chair.
Yeah, the co-chair of the caucus is telling us that what he knows best is that they did not receive invitation, because he said did not receive invitation, and another colleague of his, from what we understand, but an early actor of district number 32, is saying he did not get invitation. But we're not being able to speak with Mangiro, Nukwe, and the other lawmakers if they were not invited. But some of them are saying they were not invited to the program, and none of them attended the program today.
So, are you care to describe, Ramsey? Are you care to describe the action taken by Joe Benson Josiah requesting for the microphone from the former superintendent, where people say he needed to have spoken about, how he governed them and what is he living in the cover, and how is the newly indicted officials were going to steer the affairs, and how are they going to start from where he stopped.
Well, if you ask me for my description of that, I rather want to put it as being very, very bad. But then, it was not Joe's decision, it was the decision of, because I saw the superintendent, Madam Donkey, went to Joe and whisper, and they had a microphone close to them, so a voice got into the mic. And so it came out, and I heard her say to Joe that Jerry should not continue because the Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs, Ministry of Internal Affairs, has already spoken. I don't know why that all came from the Minister of Internal Affairs to the superintendent before she went to make Jerry to leave the podium to come out, because Jerry already had his document in a file. He went on to give his official tenure note. And in fact, Jerry has already turned over the gavel of authority. He made a brief statement. So he was called officially to come and tell the people of Magidi what is it that, he's living there, and how did he run the affairs of Magidi County. But they did not allow him to do that.
Magidi County is very... Magidi County, Ramsey, let me hold you there. Magidi County is very much political. Given the stance that the former superintendent was heavily supporting the former president, George Weah, and now Madam Duncan is a confidant of the current president, Joseph Boakai. Do you see that level of cordiality? Do you see the level of inclusion in her work to come?
Well, I can't speak to that for now. But what I want to say is that if she wants to succeed, she will have to include some of the folks who are from the other side into her leadership. She will have to consult some of the people who are in leadership. And in fact, because some of those people who got the experience, who have been in the leadership, who actually know how the protocol should proceed, may not have been connected or may not have been reached out to. That is the reason why a lot of mistakes were in the program today. Besides what I just explained, you will observe that when the Deputy Minister of Urban Affairs, MIA, entered the building, while she was entering, in fact, she was announced and everybody welcomed her, and then she took her seat. When they said they wanted to do the traditional welcoming, we had to ask her and the superintendent to walk out of the building. That's another thing that even some of the traditional people started condemning. Because Joe Benson is not a traditional person. And in fact, I also observed that Joe Benson was not giving chance to the experienced person close to the protocol. Yeah, Mr. Tovani. Mr. Tovani who...
So that means you are doing your own thing.
I don't want to say doing your own thing. I don't know what the order that was given to him before the program started. Maybe he was told, no, don't deal with it, man, so much. We trust you handle the MC business or handle the program the way you can handle it. So I don't know whether he was doing his own thing or he was acting on order. So we observed that at a certain point in time, Mr. Tovani had to leave the entire protocol with him when he started beyond the folks on the podium, like he was someone who was disappointed or angry. That's how, the whole thing was looking today in the order. So a lot of people were just wondering, why did the program go this way? Even former leaders of the country who were invited, some of them started expressing disappointment immediately after the program that they were disrespected, that they were invited for the program and they were not accorded the due courtesy. That at least that they are former leaders in the country, you call their name, maybe they make some remark or whatever. So some of them started expressing that disappointment.
Tell us the tenants today.
The what?
The tenants, the number of people who... Yeah.
The attendance. Well, if we're talking about number, if we want to consider the number for the program, then we'll say the program was successful. But if we are considering all the factors and everything that's supposed to be done, and then we can tell you that, well, there was some fails within the program today. And that's how it went on today. And in fact, you also understand that Jerry Vani was also supposed to be in control of this program, because let's agree that Madam Donkey was appointed and that Madam Donkey is come to take over. But Jerry Vani still had the gavel of authority then. until this afternoon he turned over. He said, "Hi, got our authority." So he was expected to get a team, the transitional team, and his team, and the team of Madam Duncan. But yesterday, what was there was we saw Madam Duncan and her team at the administrative building. They were cleaning up and trying to put some things into order. I did not see anybody from the side of Jerry running. I don't know whether he refused to send people or he will not reach out to. But like I said again, all the lawmakers, none of them went. And we understand from some of them that they were not invited, though we not reach out to all of them yet. And the caucus is all of the country from what we understand.
Tell us, Margibi County, capital city, Kakata, of more recent, there are mixed reaction, mixed feeling about how people placing dike in the street, especially the principal street of Kakata. Is that something still occurring in Margibi?
Oh, yeah. That is something that is still happening in Margibi. In fact, the issue about packing dirt in the main streets of Kakata, which is the capital city of Margibi, is something that the outgoing city mayor Emmanuel Gore, in his wisdom, I don't know how did he derive at that the dirt should be packed in the main street, and that those people who are cleaning the street will get it from their leader. So when they put the dirt there, if the guys do not go to take it, what happens is that it will be there for days, and the street will smell bad, it gives off foul odor, and it doesn't look good. Besides that, you also will get to realize that there are people from the communities who have been taking advantage. You know, Liberians, who are taking our situation as opportunities. People from the communities at night, since they know that dirt can be packed in the street, and the city authority gave up and see various communities that go in the street. Some people, because you can tell me, dirt that are from the stores will be coal, will be ashes, will be flour sauce there, will be onion there, will be oil plastic.
Yeah.
You can all of them will be in the store before selling it.
Yeah, but it's a deck now. Deck that deck.
Yeah, so those are the things. So now you go there, some of the guys can even be brave enough, they can go and even shit in the dirt. And so now you go to find out the other day the guys are cleaning the dirt. When they open the dirt, they start seeing shit into it. So I started wondering how this thing can happen. So I don't know what this new administration, the new city mayor, Reverend Banawe Edisibo, who was serving as administrative assistant to Emmanuel Gore, whether he's going to change that and whether the new superintendent is going to do something toward that.
Thank you, Ramsey. Is there any other thing new in the county that you want to talk about?
Well, so far so good. Let me hold it at that. I appreciate you guys. These are the things so far I think we can talk about. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about some other things, Chief.
Thank you, Ramsey. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Ramsey is the manager, the Voice of Liberia site in Kakata, Margibi County, and just provided us an insight about the induction ceremony of the newly appointed superintendent of Margibi County, and the issue of diet being placed or put in the principal street, ranging from the Bowman's Junction or Bowman's Parking, around the Lanco Town, around the Shuko Hill community, and other parts of Kakata City, Margibi County. And that's how it is, you know. In Liberia, most of our cities, you will see the city corporation will give instruction to dwellers, especially the vendors, and they will have to park the deck on the side of the road, and people want to use this as an opportunity. And in taking it as an opportunity, you see a lot of disadvantages where people will have to misuse the opportunity or chance given them. But BSMA, we say congratulations to the superintendent of Margibi County, who was being inducted today. But the Margibi County Legislative Caucus, none of them ever appear, according to Ramsey. The caucus chair is out of country. Co-chair said he is not in the know. And that of another colleague of the caucus, Ellen Ato from District 3, says she's not also in the know or was not also in the know. And the Avaxo, Mangil, and Nunkwe, Senator Nunkwe and Senator Mangil, according to him, they tried reaching out to them, but they have not reached out to them yet. But I don't think they were informed, because if they were informed, they might have been there.
That was very bad, even if they weren't informed officially. There are too many ways people attend ceremony. it's either by telephone call or formal communication. Most of these people, they attend ceremonies not by official invitation, because they receive it by Facebook, by telephone. So it's not that they had so strong an engagement. No, I think they just thought that they should not attend because of misgivings. Probably something is happening amongst them, but it is not real and fine. So stay away from the ceremony, the induction. If you've got qualms or reservation, it's all but fair that you go there. You can say to the person or people in a meeting prior to, or you can choose to express yourself in the open, given the nature of it, that it wouldn't cause a stir. But to stay away, it doesn't help the situation. It only exacerbates it. It is wrong. We have to stay away or drop such attitude in life. People, you find that it's very common. It happens all over the world, but I do know how bad it is in Liberia. It is a commonplace in Liberia. People will use that to think that that way they can restrict the person, or they can restrain the person, or they can correct the situation, right the wrong. But it doesn't help at all. It doesn't make any difference. You only exacerbate the situation. Not going to a program creates hard feelings. People can choose. You can be having your program too, and people will say this man didn't attend, this senator or this representative or this government official, all of us from the county, they chose to just stay away together with the other officials. So why they want us to go to their occasion? Right there is a division. Already the country is divided. It's not good at all. People have to stop. Politicians have to stop these kinds of behavior, staying away. When an induction ceremony is at, how long is an induction ceremony? You want to put the petty aside, and like they usually say in Liberia, look at the bigger picture. The priority is the county. It's not the misunderstanding or the disagreement you may have, or that you feel uncomfortable with a certain person or the situation or how the person was elected, or you didn't support the person in that election, or you just don't fancy the person's appointment by the president, or that you people do not have good relation. Hence, you don't find it necessary to go there. No, it can't be that way. You have to think institutional and act institutional. Anything short of that is you are stooping so low, too petty, and there is the ripple effect, because when you have in yours, you have this ambitious feeling that you want people to come and you want your occasion to be classic, but they wouldn't. They would take advantage of it and say, this man didn't, this person didn't. They say, oh, ours was like this, ours was like that. So it's not a good thing. You don't fend off any event, whether you receive official invitation by written invitation or telephone invitation or a Facebook invitation. You just go. That's a matter of truth. This is the tradition now. This is the tradition. Those are the three means by which people invite people.
Communicate, yeah.
Most of the invites people receive that Facebook.
Yeah, electronic invitation.
That Facebook, they just drop it and say, oh, check your box, oh, I send you this information, or I send you your invitation, check your stuff. Almost everybody.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I want to allude to what you just said. I was invited to one occasion before, and the invitation that extended to me was electronic, and it sent it to my inbox. So when I got to Royal Ambassador Hotel, you know, as soon as I reached there, all us were standing outside. They went for the occasion, but they were not invited the same way too. So I when I opened my phone, when I showed the electronic invitation, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, we were being informed that there are a lot of people who will come here with this invitation, so that you be allowed." So that's how I allow. So it's another form of invitation too. Now all of the things people will be rating directly and say, "Dear sir, you are
but it was
hereby invited." Blah 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 blah.
It was awful, discouraging hearing that none of them turned out. It means that there is a toxic atmosphere there. Personal difference is running through them individually, and if it continues that way,
the leadership
will not move as the way she will want to lead the people as superintendent of that county. Now it falls on her lap. She has to sit down and think real good how to right the wrong that have already brought itself on them, and try to move to these people, call them, and just
same as you said, right?
Things out.
As you said, there should be something going on there, and this is what is going on.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious. If you have a program, nobody attend, that means something is a cause.
Something is a cause. Something wrong somewhere.
Nothing.
And what happens is that the entire legislative caucus of Margibi County, you had them supporting former President George Weah in the just ended election, and this lady is from the blood of the Unity Party. Now we agree and accept that elections are over.
Assume is the reason. And
I'm assuming that's one of the reasons.
It should
not be the reason that they will stay away from the program.
You have to think institutional.
Yes, elections are over. Representative, senator, president, they have taken their seats. The next thing now is to foster development for the county. So all of you are authority of the county. So if one person is being called upon, to serve certain positions in the county, that means all of you as leaders should rally around the person in making sure that the person have a very good leadership, and they will have that kind of inclusive leadership, and all of you will have a part to play in the leadership of that person. Let's look at your own leadership role too. If the superintendent is also absent and want to turn her back to you as a representative or senator, it will now also be a good call for that district or the county. All of you have to unite and do the needful. All of you have to be together to work in the interest of the Margibians.
Okay, that is up to them to handle. It's not a good thing. It is the responsibility now of the superintendent. She can have a second induction. That even the induction took place. She can have another induction to get all the people.
Like you heard Ramsey,
the induction took place. Yeah.
Yeah, Ramsey said if he only leaves with the attendance, he would take that. That means the program who were good.
Oh yeah. But there were other people there, and the ceremony was performed. Yeah. So they achieved.
So she's now the superintendent proper.
They achieved their goal.
Yeah.
Those of you who have come on lately, Duarte, you've come on. Thank you ever so much for coming on, my dear Southeast sister. Duarte, she said, good morning from Minnesota. How you guys doing today? We are doing extremely fine, extremely well. We're doing well, Duarte. Thank you ever so much. We are inspired by your presence, my Southeast sister. The people from the north, the verbal way.
Francis Dobo.
The verbal way. We dealt with them convincingly. And who else? Papi Keita, CDC Papi, you've come on from Dupont Row. And okay, let's take Jamal Kolubar. He said this reporter is trying to stir confusion instead of reporting the facts. He's insinuating, and this could lead to disunity in the county. So he's referencing the report. He went further to say, stop the misrepresentation of information, Mr. Reporter. You are creating tension in the cordial relationship between the local government authorities. Yellow journalism is clearly visible in your reporting, which is sad. Then he concluded by saying, I am following from 15 gate areas. Let the lawmakers continue to boycott official functions and hope they will be able to sustain their actions. These corrupt and sanctioned officials or leaders forget to know they were elected by the people and not themselves. Their pay await them 2029. Okay, so Jamel Kolba was referencing the report that the fellow just filed in. Yata Dozie, you've come on from Philadelphia, the United States, and Amara M. Dukley, you said you refer to yourself as regular listener from United Nations Drive, Rally Time, and Duarte replied, she said, we did it. Yeah. Moses Lake, I've not seen you for a couple of days, my man, what happening? You are a statutory member of the show, as well as Good Morning Liberia. What happened? I'm just saying you, Moses Lake. Yeah, Duarte, we did it. Okay. So let's move to the next issue now. Then we open the line. Gabriel Mann of Brewerville, thank you for coming on. You are following from where you are, and we thank God Almighty for your recovery. That would have been something different had God not intervened. God first, human being second, and this is why it's always good to have people around you. Never ever despise people. Always have people around you, even if they're child or children. You can never tell. They can save you some way, somehow. Do you know, this is a fact. Let me use a biblical instance. You know that Paul was about to be killed, and a little boy was just fanning around. And he overheard the conversation. You know what he did? He ran to the chief. The deputy told the chief, he said, you're sitting here, the people plenty, or they come and slaughter your male. The chief immediately, he didn't question the ball, like Liberian people, they say, oh, come on,
who told you?
Yeah, who told you?
Where you come from?
Yeah. Immediately, he called a guy, he said, you're telling me from over there, quick. You know what I mean? So what I say, it's always good to have people around, children, big person, always good. And it's always
provide information. Yeah.
So it's good if God first, human being second, that they save our man Gabriel Mann. Yeah. Thank you. It's good. Thank you, Gabriel Mann. You're following. You've come on. I appreciate it. All right. So the police, I hope Chokon can come in. We spoke earlier today. I hope you can. He gave me his word that he will come in. The police will continue to run into error. The government will continue to run into error. Too elementary, too petty, too mediocre, too mechanical. You can't do this. When you falter, or when they falter, what they should do in the first instance is what they will do last when the public have lambasted them. You are about to clear the streets of motorcyclists, and you have a plan. You drew up the plan. Wouldn't you move to do a simple public outreach or awareness or education? But they call a news conference to show authority, to show power, influence. When the atmosphere got tense, they soon realized that, oh, look, yes, let's try to take time. So you know what they did today? They say they're doing public information or awareness. That's what they did today. The police, they went, where they were, I think across or somewhere. They say they're providing public information. Listen to Nelson Fremont, 102. Yeah, man, listen to him. Man, explaining.
My name is Nelson. I'm the new 102 at the police. So I've come to inform you about why you've been hearing on the radio, why you've been hearing from people about, why you've been hearing from different corners about the police enforcement. That is supposed to begin on the 15th of this month. The 15th of this month is going to be Wednesday. Not Wednesday tomorrow, but Wednesday next week. I've come to tell you, gentlemen, it's not meant to put you out of business. Even though the law law gave me the right to enforce. I see it from a different angle now. I think if you're enforcing law against people who your actions will affect, and you don't have the time to explain to them, they don't seem to understand it. You all are witness that a lot of time your motorcycles has been taken away from you during that very midnight hours. Criminals got high house in this town. Some of you know they got people, places where they got more than 50, 100 motorcycles that people have parked. While the CID people working to identify all the places. That's why we come to say, yeah, your motorcycles come for them. To stop us from using for free put.
Is it not your phone?
To stop us from using for free put. Only for ELWA junction to go to town. Only for ELWA junction to go to town.
Okay, so that's the police 102. Let's see if something is happening, but we'll get it right.
Who happens to be the president for the motorcycle union? John K. on there. The first time we call into a meeting, we told him, you know what? On the 15th, in fact, on the 15th, we said somewhere in March, we said we're going to stop all motorcycles from partying around town. So the first meeting we have with you, I tell you the truth, and then confusion. He said, you know what? If you're not getting nowhere in town, he said, okay, so why will we run? You remember in the times of old, we had a caller for Douala, you couldn't go prove it. We had a caller for Rela, you couldn't go slow cleaner, you couldn't go other places, you could not even go here every junction. So he said to us, Chief, time have changed. The people that 6 years said you did it. If you really want me part of it, because I want to fix my people, you have to let me have a say. That day, because I didn't understand it, he left. After a week or two, I called him back, he came. And we sat across the table. As a result of his intervention, we decided to open the whole Somalia trial for you. We decided to give you the whole route highway up to Arotu.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nelson Framer 102. You did extremely well, but it will not solve the problem. Instead, the measure by the police will only exacerbate it. It has the security implication, the psychological implication, the medical implication. There are too many things going to happen. Listen, George Weah just did not want them because he felt he needed to score political capital. I think he and his advisors took several factors into consideration. And this thing, let me say, then we move to, I turn it over to Dra. Let me say, here is it. I know that for a fact. This was the only achievement. This was the only landmark achievement under Gregory Comer as Police Inspector General and A.B. Kromah as Deputy Police Director for Operations 102 during the early administration. If anybody can challenge me, bring any other landmark achievement, nothing in the police record that Gregory Comer achieved, that you would say this is a landmark stuff, that A.B. Kromah, it was this same motorcyclists and ECOWAS bosses and other things that came up that led President Salif to dismiss A.B. Kromah because he was beating people, he was restricting, he was causing problems for the government. His boss, who is now the head of the police, sat down, saw all of those things. The only thing, so it's not a surprise to me that they came and say they're restricting, that the only thing Gregory Comer achieved under early. So because he achieved it the way he achieved it, so on a Bouaga regime, he said, oh yeah, let's restrict the people. Should you be bothering about these people at this time? When we're talking about the government ills and excesses, what the fanatics can say, they can say, yeah, it's too soon, let's get a government change. So why you can't get a motorcyclist change? Why you can't get a motorcyclist change the same way? You know what's going to happen now? Already across damage. The president lied that he used 22 million. Yeah, there is a death trap. The government wants people to die over there before public work will run there and do cut and paste, some kind of patching, because that thing death will come from there or some kind of major accident will come from there before. 22 million let it roll there. Now, the motorcyclists were helping greatly. We're not saying that it is their right to ply every area, but indeed it is the right of every engine to ply. But the state has some conditions that they don't have helmet, they don't ride with helmet, they don't do this, they are not dressed this way. Fine, all of those things, they are right. The police right on all of those. The restriction is not necessarily timely, given the kind of situation we find ourselves in presently, the condition of the country, and how these motorcyclists have been of great help. They will feel it. All of us going to feel it. Right? You know what's going to happen now? You know who you can tell me. Let me give you a short quiz. Answer the question. Quiz. What group is the happiest right now with these motorcyclists or the police restriction? What group happy? Yeah, we're just saying it in a broadcast way. Not necessarily we went to them and they say it here, but in terms of getting the kind of recognition, the money, deciding on the fare, they will decide their own fare now. What group, Dra?
For me, I think I don't know, right? But I think it is the group from the opposition. When I say opposition,
no, I mean the traffic. At the traffic.
The motorcyclists.
No, but at the motorcycle or chief. So I talk about the group that will benefit from the motorcycle restriction.
Okay, that's the taxi drivers.
Thank you.
You'll be the taxi drivers.
Thank you.
Because they will take it as an opportunity.
Thank you.
Motorcyclists are now flying the street, so that means all of the passengers will be reserved for them.
Thank you. You score one. You score A+. They were going to have it. They're going to increase their fare. They're going to be artificial increment in prices. They're going to determine now. Already the Ministry of Transport has no time whatsoever. I don't think during WIA's time they ever attempted to do anything restricting or coming up with pricing. So they're going to decide now, because the Ministry of Transport ain't get time. They're concerned about something else. So the drivers now, the keke, they're the one who will decide how much you should pay. And people will be constrained because the population has increased and is still increasing. If you go to some intersections, you see him up in, already we're in rain season. As soon as the rain starts to fall, everybody running. When the rain stops, they're running back on the road to get car. And what will happen, many people, the bike. Emergency, you're back. So in no time, the person there. Emergency at the hospital, the doctor needs that money or that material. In no time, the person there. You're moving with car, the car can fly over. When there's a traffic jam, that driver will sit there.
Motorcyclists got that emergency response. Seriously. So they are really helpful in some cases. In some cases, they are helpful. We must.
They have their own don't care attitude, but they've been very helpful. Restricting them because they said they will not pass Freeport. They will not pass. They will stop at all of those major junctions. They're where they will stop. So if you are getting in taxi, if the taxi break down around Freeport, well, you don't have to buy the box there. Okay, that's what the police say. Beginning the 15th of next month. That's what led the guys, and you saw them outside, right? They came.
The guys been hitting up the street, warming up.
Yeah.
And they say, and they continue to say this, so they say they will not adhere to the no-go zone.
But what will you do?
Impose on them.
But what will you take guns and kill the people? If the people come out, you take guns and kill them? You can't. You see, we have a very hostile environment, a fluid environment, right? The leadership has to be very, very careful how to handle. Because if you think that you can exert force or you can use power, at the end of the day, it might degenerate into something else. The atmosphere isn't as conducive. We have a toxic atmosphere right now. So if the people come up, but the police know, that's the reason why they came with quote-unquote they say public outreach.
Yeah.
Say they informing the people, explaining to them something that they should have done from the onset. Too bad. I spoke to Trogon, and Trogon said he was going to come in to explain. But anytime he comes in, that's it. He's exceptional. Anytime he comes in. Let's take a few calls on this. Then we move to what is unfolding. 0770 907 907. 0770 907 907. I want to create a line to send a text message, but you will start calling on our line instead of sending text message. English hard for people in the country.
Yeah. Who easily answer your phone?
Yeah. You want to lower your radio?
I have a radio. Can you leave it more, huh?
Yeah. It looks like you're around the market area where a group of people are.
Yeah, it's the issue. But some of them can be saying they can be saying about Ghana that motorway is not flying. In Ghana, but they forget to know that you cannot compare Ghana with Liberia. And you should create an avenue. When you say the person should leave the street, where are you sending the person? That the first thing they should have put in place before even talk about no-go zone. Because now, most of the people, they are using that means to send their children to school, and they are saying they are in school. So when you're taking them out of the street in a community, how much will you generate from the community on a daily basis? And some of...
Thank you. Hello?
Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you come from?
This is William Harry calling for Papa.
Let's hear you.
I just want to commend you for saying that Sonny be my imagination today, and I'm very happy for you for God bless you to keep working for the country. The minister is here on us. Today, he was praising all the people that came in committee in the game. All other videos saying that he never mentioned here today. The minister.
Which minister? Which minister?
The minister of Defense.
But my man, Chief, we're not looking for recognition. That public service. This is a public broadcaster. We're not looking for praises. So go ahead, Chief.
Okay.
But you said you know say we committed the game.
I just want to tell you, thank you. But you know, you don't put them by the country here, it will get here. The police were rushing, but now the police now coming now to the senses now to do it. Why always think that what coming to pass now? Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you come from? Will you mind going away from your radio?
Yeah, I'm Jeremiah Moore from Congolese.
Yeah, Jeremiah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the program. A lot on the program. Yeah, but I've been through the discussion of the motorcycle. Yes, for me, there is a weapon thing they are doing now. At least for them to put them that they talk to them and get them from now to that time. But for me, I'm looking at it. But most of the guys are saying that what I do with it because the community grow with that and they need their money that is able to give to their real forces. Because even you are sending a motorcycle, the motorcycle is not go certain location. But their bosses are not thinking they are getting report money down. Yeah, their bosses are not thinking that they didn't report money down. They say you are running a community and you are just doing less than why you are doing first. So it will be too difficult. Let me go to the Liberian government. It will be too difficult.
Thank you. Hello?
Good evening, St. Andrew.
Yeah. Hello, your name and where you come from?
My name is Yagava, called for Davidan, to be precise, 13.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, the motorcycle is taking from the motorcycle taking on the street. For me, I'm very happy of it.
Okay.
Go into the 13, I am for the fee, Chesaboga, Kona Katubari, Kino, in Doza, I saw the motorcycle on motorbike riding, calling my President Joe, we call him Zuku, we are the seeking. Bring down people, say the men for school, all I wanted, to have more about. So it look like if you get a follower where you declare the man and say you won't go be with your stepper. When your stepper be cheating out, we will go do. So for me, I'm very happy. The mountain on the street said, push. So if I want to be the man, people say, they want to stop, they say, for junction to junction. What is will be doing? Thank you.
Thank you. You bow. 0770-907-907. Hello? 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 Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How do you do?
I'm fine. Your name and where you join us from?
This is Brian Johnson, and I call you from my comfort zone here in Bannersville.
Let's hear you.
Okay. Thank you for the topics on the discussion. I just want to speak on the issues that you are discussing right now. We have to do with the no-go zone when it comes to the motorcycling.
And the reason we took your call because we want you to make your input.
Oh, okay, sir. You see, one thing in Liberia here that we didn't understand is that we are just from war, and we are trying to see how best we can put ourselves together to see, how best we can compare ourselves with other countries around the world. But the police actually didn't put into play mechanism. Right now, you are talking about no-go zone, and the people are always telling you that this is the issue. It's the only motorcycle they can use to put food on their table. So the only thing the police was to do is that, people they're going to take plate or they are listening plate, they're registering their bike, and then the rest of it. So the only thing we wanted for the police to do is that you only allow a civil motorbike to move in the height of the city. Like, for instance, you have motorbike with the helmets, they have their jackets. Other things need to be put into place. But to say there will be a no-go zone, actually it will create a serious problem for us and not for all.
Thank you. Hello? 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 Hello, your name and where you come from?
I'm Frankie calling from Mababe.
Frankie, please amplify your voice. Let's hear you.
Yes, why you are saying about the motorbike here, when you see someone riding a car, we get helmet, we get shoe, we get on boot, riding labor. And now, our foot. You will find out those guys that are waiting to the junction and they call and say, I know Tapo man. They got another uniform that they using, they call it and say Tapo man. You will find out if you not take out your female, you're not riding labor, it means you just coming. You will be passing by them for the whole day, they can't do nothing. But the moment that man see you with helmet, they see you get on boots, your female is incorrect. I thought they want to put it in their coming. At the time they can be working you to take money from you.
But wait, me ask you.
They tell you got to take.
Let me ask you now.
Take the helmet from on your head.
Yeah.
For that reason, everybody say, "Oh, Bobby, but why be holding my bag?"
Okay. Listen now. Yeah.
Listen. Only when you tell them, "Man, I want money."
Okay. Listen now.
Money, they ain't let you go.
Will you listen to me small?
What all run regular days?
So you prefer riding on unsafe atmosphere rather than riding with the helmet and your female, but when you appear, you tell the man say you're riding, on a safe atmosphere and go free, but rather you prefer riding on an unsafe situation where when you are involved into an accident will be very, very grave, right?
Yeah, it will be all right. Sometimes but the way they do it, when they say no go through for what my brother just said, we can be riding, but there should be certain motorbikes that will be allowed in the city. But if you get your boots on, you get a helmet, you get a jacket on, you are leave. Somebody will feel free to ride with you.
Okay, thank you. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, your name and where you come from?
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you to your colleagues. This is CDC Papi Social Skater. I do join you from the Avenue of Honorable Josiah Murphy this afternoon. Let me say Kulo this evening. One of my brother earlier called from the street team saying that he support the motorcyclists leaving the street. Well, that's the opinion. Sometimes the things come. The motorcyclists were not seeing today, they were only seeing yesterday, in the sense that they made a lot of reckless statements on Joshua. Joshua must go. Our pastor, we made mistake with Joseph Waka, was the right person to them at the time during the campaign. Last year, Joseph Waka have come to power. You don't even go for 3 more. Go for 3 more. The first people that ever choose to first is the cyclists. And these are the same cyclists that put Joey all the power today. May Joey did not go to power. Mr. Ambrose and your colleagues in the studio, if you check the amount of percentage that won the election, Baka won the election where he included motorcyclists and the nurses are crying today for increasement, while Baka already told them no increasement. These are the people that pour into the measure. But my argument have to do with the country and the governing system. We as a citizen, we're not going to allow this government overrule us the way they want it. No. They will rule the country according to the Constitution of Liberia in the interest of the Liberian people that voted for them, not in the interest.
Thank you. Hello? Will you go a distance from your radio, please? Go away from your radio.
Yeah, my name is Liva. I'm calling from CDB 5%.
Yeah, Liva, go ahead.
I don't follow you now. I let you acknowledge the time. You said it right. Everything I have no record of who's in this country. Every time, every woman say what about the national police, there's no improvement. You said that you're always going to the police station. To the police. So I don't know. But we just have to live with it because they tackled it themselves. They look for it too. They were there for Baka. I would know everything easier for them. Joga to use the state. So Joga already left. So let them continue on. They will suffer. I don't want to always see it. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Francis Faculty calling from Roji.
Francis, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm appealing to this government.
You calling from Roji directly?
Yeah, I'm on Roji station. I'm watching you live.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm trying to...
Your congratulations on the gone time, oh.
Hello?
Congratulations for the county meet.
Oh, okay, thank you. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, let's hear you.
Okay, I'm appealing to this government to come down, easier with the motorcyclists. Because today, if you say push that road to certain places in town there, there's somebody that making 2,000 per day to make a report to somebody. The buy is not for yourself. But you're telling that you from this place and that place, don't run this place. Because it's not easy, no job. So we are appealing to this president to provide job for us. Let him stop hunting us. We are appealing to him. We put him power to enjoy the country.
Okay.
Not to suffer.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam Andrew and Melvin.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you call from?
I'm Peter David Castle. I call from Honor the Street Light in Lower Johnsonville. Firstly, let me say thanks and appreciation to you people and for the committee thing that you people went through. And as related to the country meet, even though my country did not win in the final, out of here, I follow every activity of people. People are very much strong to that registration. And then lastly, the issue regarding to the motorcycle and that of the Liberia National Police, and that has just brought me to the question that, and it's that the Unity Party police, they do not know any kind of police matter, but rather than driving the police, let's say the motorcycle from the street. These guys, they use the same method when Ellen was here. It did not benefit. It did not benefit the Liberian people. After the motorcycle left during early time, what we experienced was at a passenger 53. So that is the passenger 53 that A.B. Kroma and other guys, Gogre Kroma, want to introduce. We are getting clear information that they are the CEO and the founders of that particular organization. And they see motorcyclists as a threat because motorcyclists are being a whistleblower for those people. So that's why they are very much bitter and angry with these guys who want to take them from the street. And that this is very uncomfortable.
Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Prince Andrew. I'm calling from the second Brazil.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I call postplay to discuss the motorcycle issue.
Go ahead. Let's take the last person, Sam. Then we call the other. We come to this segment. Yeah, hello? Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, your name, where you come from?
Yeah, thank you. Let me say good evening to you, St. Anthony. Good evening to my brother in studio. And also good evening to the Howard family of the great force of Labrador family. For the recognition for the public, I'm Poka Robert. And I join you from UN Drive and Push the Color community this afternoon. You see, first of all, let me say thanks to the workaholic, dynamic, humanitarian CEO, Mr. Sekou Sherry, for the hospitality that you always run for our Pure State. You see, that is very clear and categorically clear here. Emphatic clear. In the Bible, they say, what you reap and what you sow. It's not to say we buy morphine or wish hunt, or even we will pray for a level of wish hunting towards our motor faculties. No, I won't do that. Because the motor faculty have contributed immensely to this state. When it comes to protecting less, saving less, the motor faculty have been on top of their gains. You can see sometimes the level of traffic where people is seriously sick with a sexual amulet that have the advantage. But you see people being tested in buses, going to hospital, but because of the level of traffic and delay in the traffic, the public problem will come in death. But through the fast-sightedness of that motor faculty, that person can be rescued. It happened yesterday. Just on Sunday, within our community. Or serious catch one of our community dwellers. There was no way you can find any kind of vehicle. It was through the hospitality of motor faculty. That's why I got individual rescue.
Thank you.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, thank you, brother. You have made your point. You have made your point, yeah.
Microphone.
Thank you.
Okay, man, let's move to the next segment. Poka Rama, I enjoyed it, man. Just an introduction. Okay. You're listening to Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1, Voice of Liberia 89.7, Kakatama Gibi County, Voice of Liberia 90.7, Bon County. You can follow from wherever you are on www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. So before we move the next talking point on what is unfolding in the United States, our president is there attending the Africa-U.S. Business Summit, the government yet said. And then we look at the gas shortage. It's not easy right now. Then the restriction is coming into place. Listen, why it is true that change is a must, but the change has to come with caution. You have to put every factor or factors on board. If it remains this way, and it's good, You know why? Because it's not written on people's faces, CDC, Unity Party, MPC, ANC. No, everybody feeling it. This is why you have to be very, 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 very careful with what you do, what kind of decision you take. So before we get there, let's acknowledge Antonin Skipper Nimnem. You are following the show from Liberia-VOL. Thank you ever so much for coming on. Hope that you become a statutory member of Bits and Pieces and Good Morning Liberia. Antonin Skipper Nimnem. You are following from Liberia-VOL. So let's go to the Africa Business Summit. The president of Liberia, it was I was saying what do you try to say money for sale. Liberia body retire. The Africa Business Summit and the Africa-U.S. Business Summit in the United States of America. The president is there, but listen, I want you to listen first before I can start, or let me lay the basis this way. The government public relations arm was stopped So will stop being sycophantic. Stop being unnecessarily propagandistic. The same thing that happened in previous administration that they condemned, the same thing they're doing. Amen. That Ministry of Information, sorry for Jeremy Lake PR, but that Ministry of Information there is just there. I can see why during Weir's time they wanted to abolish that Ministry of Information. But politics did not allow it. I don't think that Ministry of Information is necessary. No, I don't think so. I don't think that ministry is necessary. The president is in the United States, they said. But here is the lie. I term it as a lie because they are not telling us, they are not giving us pictures. Rather, they're only saying a president who is in the United States and having series of French meetings, or French meetings in diplomatic term, it means meetings with top people before the real meeting. That's what they call French meetings, or sometimes you hear they say on the side. Yeah, on the side. You hear all of them. If you listen to BBC, they say on the sideline of the talk and all of those. Yeah. So the Deputy Minister for Technical Services, who should not be in public affairs. Liberia system is so bad off, man, so pathetic. People, we have to stop. What's the change now? Me, I have never ever supported this thing. You can have a deputy minister for public affairs. Then you have deputy minister for technical services in the role of public affairs. Then what becomes of the deputy minister for public affairs? The deputy minister for public affairs is the principal deputy told the Minister of Information. The Minister of Information is the official spokesperson of the government. The Deputy Minister for Technical Services is exclusively for technical issues. He has nothing to do. You know why Liberia can progress and Liberia not progress? Because everybody wants to show that they are politicians, they know the issues, they can talk, they're in everything and everywhere. So specialty, nothing. But when the women using specialty, then we think that God loved them so much, God gave them extra knowledge, and God cursed black. No. The Deputy Minister for Technical Services, who should not be addressing the press, Daniel Sano. And the reason why I'm saying it, and I will continue to say it because he's one of those who condemn the same place when he was in opposition. No reason why Liberia does not have anybody called politician, because all of the people, the same old thing, they can say new wine in old bottle. No, but that new wine in old bottle, that old wine in old bottle. The same people, they're doing the same thing. They criticize, they condemn. Yet Daniel Sando, when the other people were in that position, they were condemning. Today, Daniel Sando standing before the press and say he gave him President Bouaka a itinerary. Deputy Minister for Technical Service should be in public affairs. You bring the act that created the ministry and look at all of those functions. They never tell you that the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, he should be addressing public affairs issues. No, it is the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, who is the principal deputy told the Minister of Information in terms of divulging government information, screening government information. The minister is the official spokesperson of the government. Yeah, Daniel Sano, this is why I consider a lie. You're telling us, but you're giving us pictures. Words are not actually convincing until they are accompanied by pictures. The president is on that side. The president is a figure, a high-profile figure amongst top leaders of the world. So why wouldn't the first meeting, the second meeting, according to you, why wouldn't we see? Why would we not see pictures? But let the man explain it for himself. You're listening to Daniel Sando.
Has been answered in the first 100 days of the Bouaka's presidency. So this commendation from our international partners to every represent the country and I will work closely in line with the delegation. The Minister of Information is traveling, the President, the Presidential Press Secretary is also traveling. We intend to keep the public up to date. So excerpts or content of the President's statement at the opening session of the U.S.-Africa Business Summit will be provided to you members of the press as soon as possible. We at MAKA intend to do is to invite key actors from sector ministries and agencies that score very high mark as far as the President wanted is concerned. So they are here today, but before we invite the LTA to the podium, I would like to make a few remarks on behalf of the ministry and the governor of Liberia. As you may be aware, the President, His Excellency, Ambassador Joseph Imam-Boakai and delegation departed the country on Friday of last week for Texas, the United States of America, to attend the U.S.-Africa Business Summit. While the President is in the States, we intend to keep the Liberian people and the media up to date on the President's itinerary and activities, meetings that the President is attending on behalf of our country. So yesterday, the President had the privilege of being at the MCC breakfast with the CEO Albert. The President also toured the George W. Bush Presidential Library. The President had bilateral conversation with the President of the Republic of Kosovo. He also had bilateral conversation with our own Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield. I say our own because she has very strong historical ties with Liberia. So on today, Tuesday, the President is expected to deliver opening remarks at the opening section of the U.S.-Africa Business Summit. The President will also be one of the panelists at the MCC Presidential Plenary. The President will also be a high-level dialogue of food industry to trailing agro-businesses. And then at the close of the day, the President will continue to ably represent the country, and I will work closely in line with the delegation. The Minister of Information is traveling, the President, the Presidential Press Secretary is also traveling. We intend to keep the public up to date. So excerpts or content of the President's statement at the opening session of the U.S.-Africa Business Summit will be provided to you members of the press as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Daniel Sando, Deputy Information Minister for Technical Services in the role of Public Affairs man. How many events did he say President Joseph Imam-Boakai attended? 4. 4. The conference, according to the statement that came out, kicks off on the 6th. Today is the 7th. The president left from here at the weekend. So Daniel Sando gave us 4 different events that President Joseph Imam-Boakai attended, but we have not seen a single picture of any one of those events. Well, if you have any, you can share it with me on my WhatsApp, 0776 36 40 45. Probably they've started to put everything up now, but from that day, from the day the president arrived, it was announced, we saw that from that moment till now, these 4 events he talked about, I've not seen, I tried asking people, I did checking here and there, everywhere we can check to find something that at least we can acknowledge that the president had a meeting with this person and this is the outcome that we're talking on the show. Nothing. Every effort, we could not find anything. So if you have any, those 4 events that he named, that the president met with, I think a CEO, he called one of the top business persons of the world, and then George Bush area, and 2 others. So where are the photos? What happened? Those are French meetings. Those are sideline meetings. Those are meetings that take place. That is why the president will carry ministers, sectorial ministers. So they're on the sideline. That means before the start of the actual meeting, they have him. He's leading. The minister for lands and mines leading or part of that discussion. The minister of commerce is part of that discussion or leading that discussion. So the pictorials are out. What it means is it gives truth. It erases every suspicion. And it tells the public that this is what is happening. This is what our president is doing. But there is not a single footage out besides the ones that they put out when he and his delegation arrived in the United States. So how can our president attend 4 different meetings, 4 different high-level occasions, and not a single picture of the president in any one of those meetings out on the president's official page called the Executive Mansion website? Now, we don't like to do that, but we have to do it because the situation calls for that. And that is the reason why they were condemning President Weah, because the photos came out regularly. No one here can deny it. Photos came out. What they would say, they would say, oh, the people in America, look at them, they're eating this, they're doing that, they're going to the other place, they just passing all over. Why did they say that? Because they saw the photos. It's not bad. We just want to see. Personally, I know what it is as a broadcaster. I know what it is as a journalist. What photo or photos, the message it's sent across. When you can see nothing, you aren't convinced. You can listen to the words. It will take time to digest those words. You will try to put analysis into it. But the picture or pictures will leave you with no reservation. But true. Oh, yes. Why can't we get a picture or pictures out from any one of those 4 meetings that our president attended? Those of you in the United States and following, if you close there, well, if you have any, you can please send it. Send it so we share it with the people here. Send it on my WhatsApp, 0776 36 40 45. And we'll share and tell the people this is the meeting the president had with this. Listen, George Weah was criticized for not having a good public relation from international standpoint. George Weah was criticized by these very people. Let's say a real man, because we've been here, we saw it. We had to kind of sugarcoat or brag. No, it is the reality. They criticized President Weah for having a bad public relation, poor public relations. Here we are. The president makes his first official trip out of the country internationally. 4 different sideline meetings. Not a single picture is out. And the president took with him his Minister of Information, his press secretary, the deputy told the minister, the deputy told the press secretary, everybody, almost everybody, he carried them. But no dispatch or dispatches coming back. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, let me use him because we've seen it. Whenever that man leaves, every meeting, once that meeting ends, it's back in Ghana. It's all over. Radio stations are reporting it. It's on the various television stations. They send a dispatch with the audio. You know why the president takes a set media team? Not necessarily to go to expose them, but in Liberia, we take these people to expose them. So when they come back, they say, when I travel with the president to the United States, when we travel with the president in Belgium, that all, you don't see any right out. If they attempt to do anything in terms of reporting, they will just sit in one place and call state broadcaster and say, oh, the president met with this, the president will be meeting with this, and the president will be having a indoor meeting with XYZ. That all, if any. Ghanaian men, Ghanaian journalists. I don't even want to talk about the foreign Ghanaian journalists. Sierra Leone, the other people. They're writing, they're sending. The man has his computer, he's sitting in there and listening. He's recording. As soon as he finished, that meeting finished, the man finished with the script. He finished cutting the voice, as we call it in broadcast. He cut that voice and sent it back. The Ghanaian president in that place with his voice playing. Yeah, our president can leave from here. You can hear our president's voice playing on any one of the radio stations. The only thing you hear when the president comes back, then the Ministry of Information release, press release. What's the essence of carrying all those media people? The essence of carrying these people is to sell the presidency, is to expose what the president is doing there, the kind of meeting he's having, with whom he's having those meetings, the impact of those meetings. So by the time the president can get back home, the information has resonated with the people. That is the essence. They said George, we are carrying media people and the other people just to go and showcase. Yes, let's take it that way. But what do we see today? It is the same thing. Since the president left, the president had 4, according to Daniel Sando. Today, he said today the president will be in the meeting. He will be delivering. Before then, he said the president had 4 different engagements. He is president. He is a celebrity, a world icon. So everywhere he is, his presence is noticed. Any meeting with whom he's having that meeting is noticed. Why? Let me get on the Executive Mansion website. Why we can see? Why? Poor public relations, the same way, the same accusation, the same condemnation they brought against President George Weah. The same thing they're doing. The same thing. So you see, now, they're not chunk something there quick. They want to say, I think 30 minutes ago. So they chunk one and they think, no. They say, Kosovo president pays courtesy visit to Boakai. Yeah. That what is it? Yes. They just pose it just now. And what Daniel Sando said, they had a meeting. He had earlier met this woman. So if you look at the timing, that 2 days in between, 2 days, simple right out. 2 days. They may have 4 different engagements. They just put one up. So all those times now, all those meetings, 4 different meetings. 4 different meetings. Bwagaha, one picture in out. According to Daniel Sando, the president, he had 4 different engagements. 4. And the summit officially, they are on it today, the 7th. What they just posted. And saying, Dallas, Texas, Yeah, Dallas, Texas. It said President Joseph Yman Boakai, Monday, yesterday, received in audience Vosa Osmanin, president of Kosovo in Dallas, Texas. The meeting took place on the sideline of the ongoing U.S.-Africa Business Summit, which both presidents are attending. Then what they say, okay, they just went, it's so long, all the ones are necessary. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that will be doing it for that. So the next one, and then we zoom out, is the gas situation. The gas situation. It's tight right now. It's hard. It's going to get harder. Brace yourself for more difficult times. Brace yourself for more difficult times, honestly. Brace yourself for more difficult time. Already it's on alt. The prices of products are rising. Petroleum products has risen. Brace yourself, that is a hardship in itself. Prices are doubling. Commercial drivers will charge double, and we will have no option but to buy or to pay because you want to go. What is happening? What no one knows yet. The Minister of Commerce, the white man, the Lebanese man, is with the president. And I am told that some gas stations are not selling. And the report, what I gathered is the government will promise money to stabilize the price. Remember now, the president did issue executive order on that. And what I've gathered is that money hasn't been paid. That money hasn't been paid yet. Now it's having a serious effect on. So some gas stations are not selling. They are not, no, not at all. Some gas stations, take it or leave it. That's the situation right now. They aren't selling. And it's going to be harder going forward. If there is no miracle, right now Liberia needs a miracle. But it's tough. Yeah, shortage of gas. And if this continues, then when the same happened during Weah's regime, what did they say? They said the Weah regime was inept. They did not know the economic factors. In fact, the Weah man did not have the education. He was just being used. President Boakai comes with 42 years of experience. At this time, should we be experiencing this? Look at the roads. Look at the roads in the city. Look at the roads. 42 years. The president will allow himself to be used by people who are far below 42 years experience. Then how did he acquire the 42 years of experience? 22 million. The roads in the city center are bad off. And the president had the audacity, proudly, to tell the whole world that he used 22 million to improve almost half, if not half, or most of the dilapidated roads. What a lie. The president signed several executive orders. Look at all of those executive orders and go into the president 100 days deliverable and see whether you will find one. You know why none of them was included? Because the president and his people knew that they were not telling the truth. They lied, so they did not want the people. Now go on Executive Mansion website. They have all of the things there in pieces. Go on Executive Mansion website. They have all the things in pieces. And you will not even see anything reconciliation too. Yeah, they say 100 days. What's the caption they gave this one? They gave all of them caption. Looking forward. Then what the next one? Looking forward, continue. Challenges. They have them in pieces, different challenges. Then the next one, legislative agenda. Education. I run it down on Executive Mansion website. They broke down the 100 days deliverable. Sanitation. Public administration. That's all. So you will not see. The president talk about the road. That road, he said it in passing. He wasn't detailed on it. You know why he wasn't detailed? Because not much. The information was not really true. So he just said, we did it one, and we did that one, and it wrote it, and it cost 22 million. Oh. It's not good to criticize. When you criticize, you should have everything that people will praise you of. Okay. So let's brace ourselves for it. It's going to get harder. Difficult times we find ourselves in right now, and it's going to get harder. Nobody wants it, but the factors are there for everyone to see. The government has not said anything. The Minister of Commerce is in America enjoying himself. The LPRC boss is new to that terrain. He depends highly on the people there. He doesn't know, even though people said he was there before. But there is a difference in being an honor person and the leader. So much exposure and responsibility on the leader than the honor person. And that is what giving President Joseph Imabwaga a hard time. So he said for the 2 years. He was an understudy to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as vice president. And Sirleaf was going through all of the tough times. He wasn't feeling it as vice president because he wasn't the president. Now he is the president. He's feeling it. He's now realizing truly that it is difficult as the president than when you're vice president. Eben Stware, being there, he being around there, but he doesn't have that knowledge in terms of grappling with such a dire situation from a national perspective. You can handle institutional things, you in a departmental, you can handle it. It's different from national. So the LPRC boss is not saying anything yet. We find ourselves in the urgency of the moment. We need solution. The roads are bad of already, public works doing nothing. All of the drainages are clogged. Liberia is just few days away from experiencing an unprecedented flood in its history. We are just few days away from it on the Bourgeois Island, because I don't see how the Ministry of Public Works going to open any one of those places for the water to flow, except that they will break houses down, they will destroy Lebanese and Indian stores, and destroy banks and homes. So in the next few days, we're going to experience a serious flood. It's rising. The signs are clear. The roads are bad off. The president said 22 million he spent. Why would a president lie? Why would a president lie? Look at the roads, the city, the houses, the president's office. And President Barack can go across anytime soon. He will not go across. No, even across President Joseph Iwan Barack will go there. You know why? Because the people know that the roads are bad off. His convoy can pass there. You'll go across. You'll go from Vitan going all the way to Petitown and Freeport. His convoy can go there. They will tell him no. That the road is not conducive. It's not in good condition for his convoy. And secondly, he will be shamed as the president who said he used 22 million for the roads, driving through flood water. What a shame. Too pathetic, sorrowful, disgraceful. Okay. So let's turn to you. Have your say as quickly as we can, and then we move. 0770-907-907, then we move to something of vital importance too, and then we are out. 0770-907-907. 0770-907-907 to have your say. 0770-907-907. Hello.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Oliver and of course I'm fresh.
Let's hear you.
I want to thank you for the talking point this evening. These are things that those people that are in power today, they never saw or they couldn't imagine what's happening on President Weah, and he was confronting them with his code of officers trying their best, but they thought nothing was happening. They thought everything was like milk and honey, and then he was playing that laissez-faire rules of not listening to the cry of the Liberian people. But yesterday, today, they are in there. They are there. President left, having full separate meetings, no photo. Maybe they never carry phone with them. So they have to call back to the posting. Or maybe they were not permitted to take the president of Liberia photo when in those meetings. So these are things.
All right, Chief.
Also, on the other hand, that's what we voted for. That's a Bwaka. Bwaka Binde, the whole country is shaking. It's shaking. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim and Melvin. Yeah, Peter David Castle. I call from under the street light. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion. You see, Malak, these are people that sat yesteryear and I criticize the entire regime of His Excellency Dr. George Weah. Today, they are streaming and galloping in the aqua of error and complete disgrace. That press, that Mika press briefing, it was just a complete disgrace for Klatume. Let me tell him, when the president traveled, you don't even have to. Don't forget about that Mika press briefing. It's unnecessary because we have the information. So you don't have to come to lie to us. The one now, that's why I always told them that they are a man of antiquity. The same feel that we are living in a back war. We have our laptop, we have our smartphone. When the president travels, we know what is going on. No, we don't need them. We don't need journalists to come and provide our information. But the information ministry, these guys are complete liars, and it's a complete disgrace. And it was just unfortunate on the part of Klatume. He just showed his ignorance that he's totally incompetent for that position. You can't lie to us, my brother. We are educated, well composed, and informed than you.
Thank you
very much.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. You want to lower your radio? Move away from it.
Hello?
Yeah, you are on the air. Move away from your
I
radio.
just want to tell you, Sekou Sherry, please forget about this topic because when you continue to say it, they will try to come at you. I want you to please forget it as a gentleman to be somebody, please. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are on, Chief. You are on the air.
Yeah, I'm on the air, Papa. The highest thing I got it from, that's the Little Town.
Yeah.
My name is MJ. Waka is diagnosed to the country and the people will feed it. The Christian country, the money country, so they will feed it in Jesus' name.
Thank you for calling. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Papa.
Hello. Your name and where you call from?
Thank you. Sanaju, good afternoon. Good afternoon to your many listeners. My name is Hussein Keu, and I phone in from around Jacoban District 2. Let me say thank you for the talking point. You know, I listened to few of the callers in trying to have that disagreement with the Ministry of Information. But I think it is the functions and the operation of the Ministry of Information to disseminate government information across. So I think they are doing what they are called to do. So if we have issues, we can have our disagreements. But the real issue is that you don't have to have an issue with the Ministry of Information disseminating an issue regarding government functions and operations. You know, and let me say this, I so admire the former Cabinet Minister for Public Affairs, Tombo, on former President Weah. You know, there are many times people think when you are public affairs minister, you have to be outburst, you have to be casted, you know, and sometimes wanting to show your muscles. But that's not an issue. I think it is meant to defend and provide clarity to the public as it relates to government operations and functions. For those who said in soft capacity, I think you are answerable to the people. Why
Okay, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. You know, we are monitoring all of the talks that you people are giving, providing information for the Liberian people. You know, our problem in Liberia here is that our people, when you're not in a position, you think you there do not know it. The crab mentality, unfortunately, we have crab mentality. Today, here where we are, we're not saying Mr. Bwaka did not have for the 250 years experience in government or public service. But what we are saying is you have to show if you see that you are an errors or a wise person when you get around. But the way our situation started now, for some of us, we are not CPC. I tell you no lie, my brother, look, the thing we're joking with, we will be inside. Yeah, then the people travel. They said they are 9%, and they are not no 9%. We know the story. We know it. More than 20 to 30 more people from here. But yet, the previous government was doing it. When they travel, they say they carry 50 people, they carry 100%, they carry this, that. Now you say, well, now, and where you are now, you continue to do the same thing. So then what you are criticizing for? You have to do the job for the people. The main road that we're talking about, you're talking about bad road there that they want to handle it. Yeah, it's a road there. There's tomorrow morning, people are car to go from Kawa Junction to go to Vatan. You take a motorbike or Kaka will put you in the water. They will put you in the water. People that are going to West, when they reach 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock before they get to offices and things, then where are we? Small country, small city like this. If you want to do a job, let's go see. But don't cast against other people that did not know it, then when time you doing anything, and you know, then when you're talking, other people want to say, no, it's too soon. Then you got too soon.
All right, Chief.
Got too soon. Thank you, my brother.
Hello. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, thank you, brothers, for your analysis. This is Bank Johnson, and I call you from my Bannersville residence. Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay. You see, these are things that we were talking about yesterday. And they're saying that the president has less experience when it comes to the issue of the governing system. But now, we ourselves we seeing what is unfolding in our country. Look at the issues, the issue of the price of our staple foods on the market. Look at gasoline. I mean, now the president came out with a 90 days of quote unquote 90 days issues that have to do with the road condition that within 90 days period of time, no car will be struck in Liberia. Can you imagine the 90 days we are going 100 days? But can you imagine our people are still struggling when it comes to the issues of better roads? So I mean, the government is just a government. We know that the president has this experience, but the people that are around him, actually, they are not doing well for the president. It's a similar thing that happened to Jawia yesterday. They said Jawia was not doing well, Jawia was not doing well. Where is this now? We are in the water. So how are we going to manage? So I think the best thing we can do, this government is an elected government. We just have to bear in and see how best to work around with the government. But the same thing that we were crying for yesterday is the similar thing that is being repeated today.
Yes.
So thank you people for your analysis. And if we could have such a radio station about across the country, the Liberia will be better informed.
Okay.
But thank you for your analysis.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, your name and where you call from?
Thank you. I'm Richard Barish calling you from JJ-VOL Supermarket. Brother, when things happen in the country, you don't just look at the political implication, you try also look at the economic implication. I don't think Joseph Boakai in his mind would just look at the Liberian people and create a condition that will suffer them when they elected him to power. I strongly want to believe that the government is doing everything in her power to ensure that things are better. But when it comes to the situation in Liberia, especially when it comes to the gasoline issue, this is a global situation, especially the war that is taking place between Israel and the Palestinians. And the Yemenis are attacking container ships that have to reach in West Africa in a short period of time to supply West Africans. So this is affecting not only Liberia, but
you put it on international effect too?
And you have to look at that economic implication before you come to the political side. I know that some of you...
But when the other people said it in the past, you said they were lying.
Nobody said they were lying. Nobody underestimated when Ebola came in this country, we all saw the need that there was a problem. So nobody underestimated Jawia. But the reason why Jawia was taken out of power is because he allowed corruption and allowed people to go free.
So Boakai not allowing corruption?
Of course, I have not seen one, unless you tell me one of them. I have not seen one of them.
So, but the president, you know that the president is corrupt?
I don't
know. And you asked for one? Yeah, it's one.
That's...
The inauguration funds, the inauguration money. Has he said anything to you? Do you know how that money was used? And you follow the program? Wait now, man, I gave you a chance to talk. You followed the program, did you not? The inauguration. And you watched the inauguration or you went there?
I watched it live on TV. Yeah, go ahead.
Was it successful?
It was, even though there were lapses.
What do you call even though again? So why that money now? Why the president can't say anything about it till now from January 22nd to May 7th? Why he hasn't? Thank you, Chief. You ain't got nothing much to say, man. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Let's take you as quickly as we can so we'll move to the next issue.
Yeah, what my name is, I'm calling from Citizen Factory.
Yeah.
I don't know, one of the ones you started yesterday, somebody was saying the ones you called because of that.
Don't mind that, man. They didn't know how to defend their people.
You know, sometimes when you say you must come to the corporate and tell the person, we are already sick because then 3 months, all the promises of making that those people, we'll suffer then. Because long government ahead of us, because the corporate has no international strength to go in contact with none of the president we have a lot of friends. So America will not give other countries will helping you. With 20,000, 20 million, 10 million.
But all right, Chief. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling too. Do you know that the president, Joe Boakai, is not really popular? He's not really known. Senator Amara Kone and the other people, they tried popularizing him. When it became clear that he was going to be announced president, and when he was announced, they started to take him out to introduce him to a couple of individuals. You know that he doesn't have the fame. It was Amara Kone and the rest of the people. What did they do? They put him on Facebook. They measuring him with tape. What's the rule? What the tailors can use to do the measurement on Facebook. But when the other people were on Facebook, a couple of years, they saw it as a good weapon to use against them. They were criticizing, but they put the president on Facebook. The tailor taking his measurement. In essence, they were saying that this man, yeah, he ain't really the kind of person. We're trying to make him. Bwaga isn't popular. The popular person in Liberia is George Weah. Put Bwaga on the street and put George Weah there. But look here, the man went anywhere. Who you saw there? You saw small school children. They were not even were lifting their hands up. They were just halfway. Wherever Bwaga goes, look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. The president of a country, Salif was president before Salif, other presidents, when they get out, you see the crowd. You see people turning out in the hundreds, in the thousands, just to see the president. Bwaga comes out, you have few people just standing around. The man isn't popular in his own country. You look at it. When the president travels from one end to another in the country, you see, look at the people who turn out. His officials around him and few people and the press people. That's all. He isn't popular. The popular person here is George Weah. George Weah come out now, you see. If Bwaga came first, the few people around Bwaga and George Weah came, everybody will leave Bwaga, they will go to George Weah. Bwaga will be standing there until you see the clear space. Maybe only security that will be around here. Then you're talking about outside Liberia. Therefore, you know the man, more over the people afraid. That's one of the things that are affecting Liberia. They saw the man falling. So they have this skepticism in terms of longevity. So their investment, they are careful with the investment. They are careful. Okay. So let's talk Kotu Brown and then we move. Kotu Brown. Let's talk Kotu Brown and then we get out. The news is at 6. Okay. Kotu Brown. Reverend Kotu Brown. The record of this country has it that he is the only, apart from the Liberia Council of Churches, the Interfaith, but the only individual pastor, even when he was president of the Liberia Council of Churches, in his capacity as a pastor, he's the only person that is known in this country, apart from Liberia Council of Churches that will release their statement, they will call press conferences, they will speak to issues of national concern, the Interreligious Council. Individually, he is the only person that will come out and give his critique of what is happening in government, good, bad, commendation, criticism. His observation of the government has led him to come out with this, that he sees in the government bigotry, high level of division amongst Liberians, and the snail pace of the formation of a government comprising mostly officials from political parties, as issues that characterize the first 100 days in office of President Joseph Yuma Boakai. Bishop Kotu Brown went further to say that the peaceful conduct of the 2023 elections, acceptance of the results and concession of defeat by political parties gave Liberia a big boost to the outside war. But the democratic transition, which brought President Joseph Yuma Boakai to power, marks a new transition and era for Liberia and the people. Hence, the government is challenged, he said. The government is challenged, barely 3 months in power. So let me quote him verbatim. He said, we can't say that we expect the government to do what it says it will do in just 3 months. We know that the first 3 months are not 3 or 6 years, but the first 3 months is an indication of which way the government could be going based on where it is now and what it wants to do and how it does it. So far, the performance of the government has been challenging. He went further to point out that the president, Joseph Yuma Boakai, has been making too many mistakes. According to Bishop Kotu Brown, President Joseph Boakai has been making too many mistakes in the appointment of his public officials to guarantee the full functionality of his government. And he will attribute the mistakes by the president and delay in the formation of the government to what he termed cluster nature of Unity Party, which was supported by scores of other political parties during the elections. What he's simply saying is the president is confused with the many names from all of the political parties that supported him. All of these parties sent in their names. So it presents the president with confusion. That means how to go about with the appointment so that this party will not feel bad that they supported him and their names are not out. So based on that, too many mistakes he's making. And truly, some of the appointments, the president he just said, "Yo, go ahead, you put his name there." Or I don't think he said write those names. What other thing Kotu Brown said? That the multiple mistakes being made by the government continues to raise concerns over who is in charge. Kotu Brown. That's what the bishop said, Bishop Kotu Brown. He's saying the too many mistakes being made by the government continues to raise concerns over who is in charge of steering the affairs of the country. Bishop Kotu Brown is asking, or he's been definitive, that all of these mistakes that are being made. So he's wondering whether President Joseph Boakai is in charge or another person or a group of people in charge. He said the multiple mistakes being made by the government continues to raise concerns over who is in charge of steering the affairs of the country. Then he went further to say Joseph Yuma Boakai was elected as head of the country. Therefore, he must take charge. That's what Kotu Brown said. But he's wondering who is in charge of the country, whether President Joseph Yuma Boakai is in charge. Well, if he is in charge, then he should stamp his authority. He said President Boakai was elected as head of the country. As such, he must take charge. Bishop Kotu Brown went further to say that though Boakai is experienced, he must realize that he will be held accountable for missteps in his administration. Then he went further, Bishop Kotu Brown went further to wonder why United Party government, which had more time to plan before inauguration, will continue to make mistakes, especially in the appointment of its officials. 100% true, 500%. Ample time. Ample time. And you know, the bishop is right. That's why the president is still making appointment. 4 months now, the president is still making appointment. It has never happened since God created the world. Liberia became a sovereign country. Since 1847, this is the only president that's still appointing. We're going 4 months now. We're entering the 5th month. In fact, we're in the 5th month. We're in the 5th month, May. And we'll go to the 6th month and the 7th month. The president is still appointing. That's why the bishop is wondering, Bishop Kotu Brown is wondering whether Joe Boakai is in charge of the government, whether he's the one steering the affairs of the country. What other thing did he say? He said, our election was pushed to almost the end of the year, and Boakai election was in November. We had a shorter time for inauguration, and Boakai had a longer time. The bishop, he's giving the dichotomy, the difference. You see, this man, as far as my history is concerned, this is the only pastor in Liberia that have been talking on national issues. The other people, they say the spiritual and super spiritual. This is the only man, as far as my history is concerned, I know this man from all the way. When the government did right, Kotu Brown would say it. If the government did wrong, Kotu Brown would say it. If the government is treading a path that it ought not to tread, he will come and give his advice. This is what is required of a man of God. Listen, it did not say, there's nowhere it said because you pastor, you can't say anything national, you can't talk about the people's stuff. Just how the other people are being misled by certain people who say, oh, when you pastor, don't talk in politics, just preach the gospel. That is a lie, a blatant lie. You know who a prophet is? A prophet is the devil. That is a lie. Look at all of the people in the Bible. Look at all of those men of God. Who did they engage? How did they go? Where did they go? The political places and politicians. Who did Jesus face? Politicians. Where did Jesus go? In a legal court. But you know what's going to happen at the close of the day when judgment day comes? When God starts asking some of the questions, some of the pastors and say, hey, if we had known, we're going to talk. If we had known, we're not going to remain speechless. So, spirituality, super spirituality blindfolds. This man is the only pastor that my history can serve me right. That will always talk. He will checkmate government. If the government wrong, he will say. If the government right, he will say. If the government is going on the wrong path. Kotu Brown, Bishop Kotu Brown. Yeah, what he said. He went further in his critique of the government or assessment of the government since Boakai took power January 22nd. He said, our election was pushed to almost the end of the year, and Boakai's election was in November. We had a shorter time for inauguration, and Boakai had a longer time. You can give Weah a pass for the formation of his government. It was done more orderly. But Boakai has a challenge in forming his government. There is also a challenge in paying salaries. But when Weah took over, they started to pay salaries. This is the critique. I'm taking it step by step. Long. In theology, those of you who studied theology, that's what they call encyclical. Encyclical means pastoral statement on issues. It can be religious, political, economic, whatever. But because it's coming from a pastor or it's coming from the pastoral office, so it's called, the jargon they have for it, they say encyclical, encyclical. It can be individual, it can be institutional, it can be church, it can be a faith-based. But it is a religious paper speaking to a given national issue. That issue, it can also be community, it can be any issue. Any. So he said, let me go back on it. He said, we are election. We are election. He's referring to George Weah. He said, we are election was pushed to almost the end of the year. And Boakai election was in November. Weah had a shorter time for inauguration, and Boakai had a longer time. You can give Weah a pass for the formation of his government. That means Weah operated within a short space to form his government. Unlike President Joseph Yema Boakai, who is taking 5 to 6 months. And the same thing that characterized Boakai's election, or how Boakai came to election, came to the presidency, the same thing with George Weah. They went, people supported Weah. There were several parties that supported Weah. At the close of the day, those people were rewarded. But what the bishop is saying, in a short time, Weah was able to finish the formation of his government, unlike Joseph Yema Boakai, that is taking between 5 to 6 months. So he's wondering who is in charge, whether it is Boakai that is steering the affairs of the country or a certain group of people. Then on reconciliation, okay, let me close on reconciliation and take a few calls from here. On reconciliation, because there are too many captions, hope that you can get a copy of the bishop's encyclical or pastoral critique. This is, you give this man credit. This man is the only pastor, the only Liberian pastor that goes both spiritual and political, social, economic. Bishop Kotu Brown. My history is right because I don't know if I know another person I would say. I talk about Reverend Gadier Johnson, he's bishop now, but his voice was strong during the regime of former President Charles Taylor. He was very vocal. He criticized Taylor if Taylor went wrong. If Taylor did good, he would commend Taylor. And at a certain point in time, people felt that Taylor was going to kill him. But he stayed on. Another voice that was strong in Taylor's regime was Edward Nepe. At the time, he had his church right on Crown Hill where they have Afriland Bank now on the side, called Christopolis Christian Center. Those two voices during Charles Taylor regime were very vocal. They will come up with criticisms. They will use their pulpit. They will issue encyclicals. And then you have, at that time, before, you had the Archbishop Michael Francis, Sheikh Kafuma Konen, the two of them are late now, followed by other guides. Kotu Brown is the lone religious leader in this time that is honest with his criticism, no respecter of a government or person. He's worth the recognition. And listen, let me tell you, God is happy with Kotu Brown. Because you know why? This is part of God's plans also. People having organization here, they're just excited, with this big robe on them called bishop clothes, apostolic this. They're just excited with clothes. Because all you see all the other people, they're just excited. They put long hat on. They put 3, 4, 5 gowns on and hold long stick. When things are happening, the God you serve, he says, speak to them. Tell the leader. Didn't God send Jeremiah and the rest of the guys to political leader? Didn't he tell them that these are happening? Tell them, speak out. Speak against the ills. Thank you, Kotu Brown. Bishop Kotu Brown. So he said the elections were fought closely, and the results show that there wasn't much difference in the vote. The same thing we've been talking about. He said it indicates that the country is divided, and it is on this government to ensure that it makes efforts to put this country together. This caption is reconciliation. He went further to say President Bouaga should find a way to move to the center of all the politics to be able to ensure that we can enhance national cohesion because the country is divided. We'll leave it right here, as my man Moses Carter used to say, and continue tomorrow with it. It's a long statement. So let me just get a few comments from you on this one, and then we go. 0770-907-907. The news is up at 6 o'clock. 0770-907-907. Hello.
How you doing, Mr. Andrew?
I'm doing good, and you?
Thank you. This is Austin from the Tech team.
Yes.
So I thank you for the analysis you made, but I will have a dissenting view on Mr. Cotto Brown. He always speaking, and he's speaking again. But let me say this: maybe you are not in the know of the June 7th protest of the opposition then, right? But this is a bishop, a man of God, who was secretly supported the June 7th protest.
Chief, I know. I don't know that one. I'm talking about the report that he had been releasing. I know about June 7th protest. I talk what I know. I do not talk what I do not know.
Okay, so he's speaking because he's downhearted. He frustrated the way he whenever Bouaga to go, the man is not going his way. So that's why he's speaking.
So what is the frustration? What is the frustration in there? The man he issued a statement. All of the statement has captions. Just how Bouaga released in 100 days. Each of those, the 100 days, they have captions. Different. So what's the frustration there? That assessment.
It's a favorite candidate during the election. So for him to be
you say who the favorite candidate?
I'm saying Bouaga is a favorite candidate in this going election. But the fact that he supported the June 7th and he been supporting this the opposition, then everyone believe. For me, I believe that it was Bouaga. He was favorite in the election. For that man to come now and fall short in even appointing people and even his own negotiation. That's why he coming on now to speak. That the man is not doing the right thing or he's not in control.
So you say
it's a frustration on his part.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, brother. How do you do?
Yeah, good.
Okay. I think the picture is 100% correct. Before I go ahead, my name is Bang Jongsi, and I call you from my Bannerville residence. The picture is right. I thought the religious people should have been the one having to be speaking truth to power. But then we have a lot of deliberations of churches around the country, but then they'll be looking at things going on wrong, and then they keep silent on it. The picture is 100% correct. If you look at the elections, I think there was just a small little difference between the CDC and the ruling party today. So this time around, the government had to do all they can to ensure that they reconcile the country. But if you look at the government today, who is in charge? The picture is 100% correct. Who is in charge? The president will appoint people, and the vice president will come up on the other hand and say, I don't want to work with the president. I don't want to work with the president. And up to this time, the problem is still going on. Can you imagine? So the country, actually, we didn't know. The country is still divided. And the bishop speaking truth to power. So I don't know where other people will come out to say the bishops, they'll be criticized, they comment from the bishop. Actually, the bishop is 100% correct, and we are encouraging all religious leaders to join the bishop to ensure that they speak truth to power so that we can see how best we can reconcile the country.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your topic on the discussion.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you, Mr. Andrew?
I'm doing good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, my good friend. This is the people's governor. The most talk about district number 10 governor. I'm so Isaac, and I join you for my rural resident. You know, some of us are believers, and we are Christian in this nation. And when you're trying to shower blessing and, you know, all praises on this bishop, that some of us want to come and say something about what you just said.
No, that's not praise. No, you hold on. Let me say, it's not praise. I have the man's document in front of me like we have any other person or institution document will go by it. So yeah, so it's not praise on him.
Yeah, we also get information about the same document. You get something. What we in today that your country brand is trying to speak to, they just trying to balance issue. They spoke more than they spoke plenty things in the past. Today, they're trying to checkmate themselves to see that they can correct themselves. I believe that some of the bishops and pastors are trying to stay all of the politics, they say they're not getting involved too much and praying for the nation. Like some of us have our bishop there. That is prudent than the way Bishop Kotu Brand, you know, you were here. We are regime. The people spoke plenty. There were a lot of things they said. They cancel a church, you know that they were part of it before, or even they got influence.
He was president. He was president of the Liberia Council of Churches.
I come in now. They who are leaders, there was a reason, there was a need that they could check. Maybe the council of churches in the past when they used to be saying some things there about government that was now going on. The people got themselves deeply involved into politics, and it's not supposed to be so. They should have been praying for the nation. So what they're doing now, they're trying to balance it. When did they get to know that we are divided in the country? The people then they are Christians, but some of them they know who they are. They who are our spiritual father. They know that all these things they exist ever since during the campaign before the people could come to power. They didn't even hear the message. Bishop was not here. So it's freedom for some of our bishops, and we got respect for our bishops that where the bishop go and stay all of politics and pray for this whole government. They pass regime, they pray for it, and even they want to continue to pray. That's how it's supposed to be. Now you saw the wrong in the past, but you didn't speak to it. Now speaking now, it's just that you trying to correct something or you trying to.
But then you don't know Kotu Brown. During Weir's time, Kotu Brown was the same way. He was critical of the regime. Whatever, if the regime did right, he said it. If the regime did wrong, he said it.
When Bishop Winger called about the prayer that the Liberians need to gather to pray for the nation at the time, didn't you hear Pastor opposing Bishop Winger at the time?
Oh, but that different thing now. Internal rift? No. But wait now, hey Chief, you want to give me chance now, my man. You want to give me chance? There is a difference between assessment and internal rift. What I have before me is assessment. You just mentioned internal rift. Internal rift means that you get confusion and more than says, so the other person say, no, we want to make, the other person say, no, we're not going there. Okay, Chief, let's give this man chance. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ambassador Louis F. Johnson, and I do join you from district number 2 resident, Mosado County. I am an advocate and a supporter of Liberia 25th Vision. That is a vision. Thank you, Liberia and Pure Liberia. I want to say thank you this evening for the topic and also your talking point. Hello?
Yeah, listening to you.
Thank you very much. So I want to say to the bishop, he is one of the bishops that we see as an astute man of God in this country. And whenever he comes to the disco, he should be very fair and honest to the one true God that we all serve.
But who determines fairness? You or the man who is releasing what he sees or knows?
Please, I really want to apologize if you give me the listening audience or the time for me to.
Yeah, go straight to the point. You only have a minute. Operate within a minute.
But you're not allowing me to talk now.
Yeah, but
so
you're talking now.
Yeah,
you're talking now.
Okay, so thank you. So the issue here is that if the bishop will come with such statement as a political statement, then all of playing the bishop role by going to the president, seeking a forum, asking about him of the happenings of the country where he will have the totality of what he want to say to the public. But if he just come to the public and say this kind of a statement is really worrisome, sounds very political for a bishop to say that Jowia's time was XYZ and Joseph Burger time is XYZ.
So hold on now. Hold on. That is the man's assessment.
It's not just
So
a man. I'm
when
not just
yeah,
it's
my
not
man,
just
when
a
when
man.
people you
Don't say
see
a man.
when they cut you off, you can create unnecessary. When they cut you off, now then you say the poking call. Wait, we're intellectualizing. You
Okay,
are
let's talk.
differing with the man. The man said we are formation. The formation of his government was in time. He said Buhari formation of his government is taking too long. So he's wondering who is in charge. Moreover, too many mistakes. Have people not talked about too many mistakes in the government with the appointments and all of that? Has the government the current government is the formation finished in time?
No.
He's still appointing.
He's still appointing.
So what's the difference now? What's the difference between what we've been talking all the time and what the bishop have said? They're not the same thing.
You said no government has ever appointed a continuation time.
But I said it. I said it.
Hey,
Chief, don't waste time, man. My man, you don't be wasting poor time. I said the thing, or not the bishop. I said since God created the war, since Liberia became a sovereign country, this is the first government that the president is stay appointing 4 to 5 months. Now, this is the 5th month. This is the 5th month the president is stay appointing. Nobody in this country will tell you that presidents in the past appointed up to 7 months. The president this is the only government that going to 4 5 months stay appointing. So it's now a long time. Before you get to power, you should have a list. That list, when Ellen came, we were here when Ellen came to power. Ellen took less than 2 months to form her government. She was finished. The second round, Ellen took less than 2 months. Chief, we have the record with following information, man. What wrong with you? When you're thinking of picking them behind the microphone, that other man you can do away that just coming. We have the thing we know, we're following it. We know. This is the first government that going between 4 to 5, 6 months. By now, the president should be finished. At this time, the president should be finished. You know why you're begging for time? Because you know that it is not finished. So, get time. You'll get a president chair. You get a president chair. I see you, man. Yeah, man. You don't be doing that kind of thing there, man. You don't do that. The president is taking too long. By now, he should be finished, honestly. If another president was doing it, you will criticize. Why did you people criticize the other people? Because you felt that they were doing wrong or they were not operating within time. The man gave his assessment. And listen, you disagree or not. This is my personal opinion about this man. I've been observing this man. I've been listening. Who told you? Yes, some people, you are a pastor, you can choose not to talk. You can choose to be, you can spiritualize everything. But the very Bible instructs that you speak to every situation. The Bible is not exclusively spiritual. That's why most of you don't know. It's not exclusive. If God would just create a scene just for 30 minutes, a preview of judgment, you will hear men of God and changing and say, we got to speak to this. We got to talk with this. You know why you have the platform? You know why you have the masses before you? You know why the masses gathered? The same way. You go there, you'll see how those guys used to get. You know why Jeremiah? Just when, my man, we want to talk the other one there about your leafy. Everyone go to share, you can read. But I believe the man will criticize government in the past. When the government did right, he will criticize. I mean, he will praise, he will commend. If the government went on the wrong path, or the government did wrong, he will come in, he will criticize, and he will recommend. Kotu Brown never issued a cyclical or gave a news conference or issued a statement without recommendation. Everything he said, he will recommend to the government. So I trust the man, I believe the man. That's what it is. The man is a true man of God. He speaks in the church. The same thing. He will speak to other people. Amen. You ain't following the mayor activity. Y'all go say that. There are other people be prophesying all day. Be interested in wearing BB gun with BB title. I see you. That's how we come home. We go home on the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1. Thanks to the guys in Kakata, Magibi County and Bon County. Thanks also to Patrick Sa, who is on the camera. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.
Don't trouble nothing too much, you know.